Welcome to the Lift and Glow Fitness Podcast, the health and fitness podcast for women who want to look great and feel great for good. Whether your goal is to lose weight, build muscle, or you just want to be the healthiest version of yourself, the advice that we share here is going to help you do that by building habits that stick without sucking the fun out of your life. Before we get stuck in today's episode, please make sure to hit subscribe so that you don't miss any future episodes from us. So happy New Year! 2025.
I can't believe it's a new year already. It literally
Last year
feels
was the
bizarre.
fastest year of
flown.
my whole life. Every year gets faster. But last year, I think because I was at the start of the year and I was like, oh, I've got so much planned. There's all this stuff happening and like planning the wedding. And then I've got all these holidays and it's all very exciting. And then now it's
gone.
It's done.
It's done.
I got up like
It's
the morning
all
after
done.
Boxing Day and I was like, Mum, Christmas is gone. Like, it just goes in a flash, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's
mad.
proper strange.
And all the stress and the flapping about for like 2 days is just mental.
Well, it's so manic as well, December. So it does go
yeah.
extra fast, doesn't it? It's just like, it's crazy that we're in a new year, but it's also exciting. I feel like this time of year,
Yeah.
you can see it two ways because I know that some people get like, there's a lot of pressure. It's like, oh, I've got to be this, got to reinvent myself.
Yeah.
Whereas for a lot of people, life is just going to look exactly the same.
Yeah,
like
they'll
they're in
keep
the
rolling.
same job. You're just
Yeah.
carrying on, going through the motions. But then it is also really inspiring, like, because it gives you like this new, fresh, like perspective of what do I want to get out of this year. But I think New Year's more than anything make me reflect. Like I'm always really teary when it gets to like Christmas and New Year because I'm like reflecting on stuff. And the last few years, so like I would say from 2019 up until the end of 2023, I did not have a good time. Like
No.
there's so much good stuff happened, but I was in like just this
different
horrific
headspace.
little, I just didn't cope with any of it very well. So it was really, really nice when I looked back on this year. Like I did my little highlight reel.
I loved your Instagram posts.
I was like,
yeah.
I'm so happy. I was like literally smiling on every like photo and video. And I was like, this has actually been a really like happy year.
Like, got my glow back.
Yeah, that's it. And like, I remember, so like we're going to talk about like reflecting on last year and stuff like that and setting goals for the year ahead. And I remember at the start of last year, because obviously I'd done IVF in December, and then in January I was like, oh my God, I just can't cope. I'm going to Thailand. And I remember being on Thailand, so I was like, this year is going to be different. Like the last 3-4 years have been like really hard. You've been really hard on yourself. You've put so much pressure on yourself. And this year is going to be really different. And I never set any business goals. I said to Fran, there isn't any business goals. I said, it's all just about like staying alive.
Keeping going.
Yeah, like keeping it all. And to be fair, business didn't grow that much last year for me. A little bit with the gym online, not at all. It was more about like allowing me to enjoy the process a lot more. And I remember thinking to myself, like, it's about you now. Like you need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself and like cook more, do more for yourself, yoga, all these things. And when I look back, I'm like, oh my God, I actually did that. I've
it
had
paid off.
fun. Yeah, I've had a nice time. And it hasn't felt stressful because like I've been really, really stressed the last few years. And like this year's like, it was about letting go, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was like, that was the main thing that's happened in
relax a bit
2024.
more.
I just let go. And I was like, it is just what it is. And you just got to take every day as it comes and stop trying to predict the future. I don't know if you
Can't do it, can you?
No.
That's what causes most people's anxiety, isn't it?
Yeah.
That loss
And
of
wasn't it
control or complete. You can't control the future,
No,
can you?
and I was always like, well, what about this and what about this? And trying to predict
what I'm
every
like.
single thing.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm just like, just take every single day as it
I feel like
comes.
I literally said to the girls yesterday, we sat in the pub after a New Year's Day walk, and like I was just sat there and I was like thinking about what I need to do when I get home and like what I need to do. And I was like, I am not a present person. Like that is one of my goals this year, is to be present and stop flapping about next week and next year. And yeah, like I think I always do predict too much and stress too much about the future when I'm not even sorting out what's happening right now. Do you know what I mean?
But that's
Like-
so easy to get sucked into because it always, the way that I looked at it is the stress always came from ambition. It came from wanting to do more and wanting to be
Which
better
isn't
and
a
wanting
bad
to have
thing,
more.
is it?
Which isn't a bad thing, but you make it negative by putting this like pressure at making it like, and like that was what I was saying to myself on the beach in Thailand. I was like, you've sucked the fun out of your own life by having all these expectations.
Making it chore, basically. Yeah.
Whereas it just needs to be, it can be easy. It doesn't need to be like that.
It can be enjoyable as well.
Yeah, exactly. And it's good to have goals, but those goals shouldn't like, we feel a pressure at New Year because of like these big overwhelming goals,
Yeah.
but that's not the point of goal
Yeah.
setting.
I always say they should excite you. They shouldn't.
Yeah.
They should scare you a little bit, but they shouldn't be things that you fear or that put extreme pressure on you. They should excite you. You should it
Yeah.
should be enjoyable, shouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think as well this time of year as well, like you open up Instagram, and I keep saying that I want to make a vision board because I actually do. But you open them up and you see like all these vision boards and all these like New Year's resolutions and all these like grand gestures that everyone's going to do. And I think that makes people go, oh, fuck, like what do I need to do? But just because someone else is doing it doesn't mean you have to do it. Like you could set 10 big goals, but not unachievable goals, not like brush my teeth, obviously you're going to do that.
Yeah.
But, like you want them to be slightly exciting, but not, you don't need to compare yourself to everyone else.
But sometimes you don't need to, like sometimes it's not about setting goals. So like that's kind of like with last year at the start of 2024, that's what it was for me. I was like, you're not putting any more pressure on yourself, love. You're not setting any more goals.
do
It's
well
just
and-
about being like and living.
Yeah.
So some people are in that chapter of the life. And I would say for 2024, I was set goals for 2025. So like I don't feel like just because everyone else is setting goals doesn't mean you have to.
No.
You don't need to reinvent yourself. You don't need to change anything. If you are already, on a path that you feel happy with, you don't need to
Stick with it.
change it. Yeah. But also if you're not happy, then there is a lot that you can do to
something about
change it.
Yeah.
I always think as well with goals, like I see it more as like what am I going to focus on rather than, so it's like it's how you view it, isn't it? Everyone's at like you say different stages in life. So what I might focus on this year is probably going to be completely different to last year and definitely different to the year before.
Yeah.
And like I might not achieve every single goal, but if I'm happy of taking the action I needed to.
Yeah.
It's like not focusing on the outcome, isn't it? It's like focusing on just taking the steps that are going to make you happy and stuff as well.
Definitely. So it's like I was saying before we started recording, you don't just set goals by like making wishes. Oh, I want this. I wish
Manifesting.
this. Yeah.
Oh, that's one of me.
You actually have to do.
Yeah, it's a proper ick for me, I'll be honest.
Do you know what? Manifesting, when done properly,
with action.
Yeah.
but you're not.
So many
it's
people
not
just
about
say it
making
though,
a
don't
wish.
they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this year, I'm going to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do about that to get there?
It was like when people say, "Oh, I
accident.
manifested my way to this job," and I'll be like, "No, because you didn't." But if you think about it, you might have thought, "Oh, I'd like that," but then you took action to get
You
there.
did the work
It wasn't the
required.
manifesting
No.
that got you to the job.
It was all of the
work
decisions that you
did.
made. Yeah, definitely. Do you have any, like, reflecting on 2024, what do you feel proud of?
I changed my career.
You did?
And I had set that as a goal, hadn't I? I'd
Yeah.
spoken to you, to Hayley about it, and the goal was by the end of the year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I
When
managed
did you do it? Was it
September. Yeah, so I was made up with that, but I knew I would because I was doing all the things I needed to do. And
you set the goal and then you actually took action on it.
Yeah.
You didn't just be like, right, I want to be self-employed by the end of the year. You were like, I want to be self-employed by the end of the year, and here is exactly what I'm
how
going
I'm
to
going to do
there.
it.
I want this many
Steps.
clients. I'm going to get them in this way. And that's how you set goals, and that's how you
And it
achieve
was
them.
like when I say like goals should excite you, it was a scary thing, but it really excited me as well. And I was like, once I realised that, because for years I felt like I was stuck in what I'd done. So I'd done it for that long. I was like, you can't retrain at that age. Like, what am I going to do? And then soon as the penny started to drop, that actually you can carve out a new path for yourself at any time. Soon as I realised that, I was like, oh my God, this is really exciting. I really can change me. No, wasn't just a career thing. It's impacted all aspects
Your
of my
lifestyle,
life.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's everything. Like life's calmer now. It's lovely.
Yeah, and happier.
Yeah.
And you're
it's
doing
calm.
something that you're passionate about, and you don't feel an immense amount of pressure. And if you do feel pressure, it's kind of good because you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's not an unhealthy amount of pressure,
No.
if you know what I mean. It comes and goes, but it's not unhealthy now, if you know what I mean.
I think like that's like the perfect example we get all the time. Obviously, this is we're mainly talking about like fat loss and stuff like that with these podcasts, but we'll get a lot of the time, oh, I'm just too old. So like sometimes I get people in the DMs, oh, well, I'm 45 and all that. And I'm thinking,
I'm past it now.
let's get going. There's people in their
Yeah.
50s, 60s joining the gym, working with us online. Like it is never, ever too late to start taking care of yourself
anything.
or start a new career
Yeah.
at any point. You
No.
know,
You're
you
not
might
stuck
pivot-
in anything.
You might pivot again one
Yeah.
day. Any of us could pivot at any point.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
all it's taken you is like 12 months to turn your life around,
Yeah.
to change it.
I just
to meet
decided I
yourself.
was going to do it. And
Yeah.
then I obviously had a lot of help from you though. And it was just like listening to the right people as well though and stuff.
Getting the
That's
right
mad.
people
Getting
around.
Getting the
Support,
right
isn't it?
people
Yeah.
around you, making sure that you've got like your support networks, everything, isn't
Yeah.
it? And
Well,
I
you
did
had
always
the
have that.
accountant-
I did have that previously.
Yeah.
But the job itself, it wasn't
worth it.
It wasn't. It's like that. Do you remember when we saw Stephen Bartlett speak that time and it was about quitting?
Yeah.
And he was like,
we were all nudging.
I know. I was like, I feel like he's talking to me.
But it was like, Chloe, we were like, come on,
Yeah.
girls, leave your job.
But he said, didn't he, one of the things he's always got really good at is knowing when to quit and like just going, do you know, can I fix this? Is it worth, what it will take to fix it? And if the answer's no, it's time to move on.
We'll stay in an uncomfortable place because it's familiar to us.
Like easy.
So so like we'll feel unhappy with our job or our health or our relationship or where we live or anything. We'll feel unhappy, we'll feel stuck, but we'll stay there and we'll choose to stay there because it's familiar to us and we know that we're not dying.
Yeah.
We're still okay. And like taking that leap to do something different is like really, really hard. But then once you take it, you're like all these other things start coming to you and you're like, you always feel better for taking that shot. So you've absolutely smashed 2024, haven't you?
Yeah.
Thriving.
Thrived, yeah.
What about you, Sam?
I suppose, similar. Like I've done my first full 12 months of self-employed, haven't I? And I feel like I've got a long way to go, but I've sort of dabbled into the online coaching since obviously working with you guys a bit more, haven't I? And like sort of taking the pressure off with my fitness goals, I think, because I think I was just very like CrossFit and getting so, even one of the girls, on New Year's Eve, I did a CrossFit class in the morning and she messaged me afterwards and was like, do you know what, like I think you've done the best thing, like taking a little bit of a step away from CrossFit, because I just saw you seem to be enjoying the workout so much more and like so much more relaxed and not comparing yourself as much, because I got into a really bad headspace in like the summer, I'd say maybe, of just like comparing myself to every other person in the gym, which every female goes through, whereas now I'm just like in my own lane, doing my own thing, and I think that's what I need to try and carry on doing this year, but with like business and everything, and just focus on me and like what you said last year, just sort of take the like pressure off, but still keep moving forward. I don't know, do you know what I mean?
I think when
Putting
you
too much pressure on myself.
When you put so much pressure on yourself. We all do, but like it keeps us stuck, doesn't it? Because we put this pressure on ourselves, and then you end up not taking any action because you're like, and you're looking elsewhere at everything else that's going on and not actually doing what we need to be doing. But you've just survived a full year of like self-employed life.
Can't believe actually,
being able to pay your bills, being able to like, except for Christmas, just and seeing like a full year, like that's huge.
It is mad, isn't it? Like, so I remember being like unhappy in the midwifery job and then unhappy in school, and then like now I never thought I'd be like here even today. Do you know what I mean? Like it is mental when you think about it.
And you feel glad that you've done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never be scared to take the leap, guys.
Yeah.
It's always worth it, isn't it, Sarah?
It is.
And then what about 2025? Do we have like, what type of goals do we have? Because me and Fran were talking about this yesterday, and I was like, so last year, obviously I didn't have any business goals and I didn't have fitness goals, but I definitely had health goals. So I was like, you need to chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like you need to be taking care of yourself. Sleep was a huge one for me. So that's why everything changed for work. My work hours reduced, like better boundaries. So it was all about like self-care and I would say like nourishment more than weight loss, more than fitness.
Filling up
It
your
was
cup.
more, definitely. And like resting and downtime and all of that. And didn't set any business goals. But for this year, in terms of like, I actually do have, I did have the half marathon, so that was a fitness goal.
Yeah.
So I have got fitness goals. A fitness goal, I want to do the half marathon in under 2 hours. But I'm not just going to like, that's not going to happen by accident. I'm actually already doing a program to make that happen. And then I've got set myself some business goals too. But not like unrealistic ones, not ones that are going to put a massive amount of pressure on me. Just be like, I'm ready to
grow at a steady
grow
pace
a little
with it.
bit. Yeah. So what about you? Do you have any?
I'll go first. I've got the half marathon as well. I'd like to PB my last half marathon, but unlike you, I haven't really been running that much, so we'll see. But I don't know. We'll see how we get on with it.
You're just naturally, you can run anyway. You've done your high rocks. You run.
Well, that's another thing. Goal is to get a faster high rocks time this year. Hopefully, like PB on that. And then definitely business goals like grow online coaching and stuff like that.
Yeah.
manage my time more wisely and effectively, be more organised,
We like this one.
be less, be less of a flapper.
We like this one.
Yeah, be less chaotic in life.
So like anyone who's listening who doesn't know Sammy, she is chaos.
Yeah, I am the definition of chaos. But this year I'm not going to be.
But I think I reckon like just boundaries is like such an important thing when you have a business, and it's so easy in your first couple of years to be like yes, and you do have to do that. Like you definitely do have to go through that. But then now it's like, well, how do I want my life to actually look?
Like I definitely want to do like less earlys or less nights. Like I don't want to be starting at 6 every day and finishing at 8 every day because
get your life back.
Yeah, a little bit. See my doggy more.
See your doggy. That's another little achievement. You got a dog.
Oh yeah, I got a dog.
You became a dog mom.
Oliver's famous. Yeah.
Aww.
Love little Ols.
She is. Oliver's a little my little babe.
Yeah, she's cute. Yeah, that was a big win for 2024.
Yeah.
But over to you, Sarah.
Mine's more health this year, I would say. Yeah, I haven't got any extreme fitness goals or anything. I always like to push.
Yeah.
Like, so I will be pushing in the gym and stuff, but I don't have any. This year, because last year was just, I had so many goals. This year, I'm just going to coast along. And I think there's this thing as well that you have to make your goals in January.
Yeah, no,
and you can do it at any time. So it might well be that like going into the year, I decide like I want to focus on something. But for me, it's been more about, I wanted to live a calmer life and I've started that, but just being more present and stuff and just enjoying what I do and continuing to enjoy it because I love it. So I need to just make sure I'm not putting too much pressure on it so that I take the fun out of it as well.
Yeah.
I do want to grow the business and that is absolutely like something that I'm working on, but I'm not putting any extreme pressure on it.
But that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
It's like with fat loss, building a business and fat loss, like you can like they run alongside each other in so many different ways. If you want to lose a stone and all you think about is losing a stone, and you make it this like just this pressure of like, and then you're not happy about anything unless you've lost that stone.
I know.
It's going to be a much harder journey. It's like if you set a business goal and you just stress about that business goal and you're in a rush to get there, it's going to take you longer and it's going to be a very frustrating journey.
Unenjoyable.
I actually find with me, my content and stuff is more organic and stuff when I'm more relaxed as well.
Yeah, I find that.
Yeah, I actually find the social media sort of side of things is still something I'm sort of getting better with it. But I've really took the pressure off that.
Yeah.
Because I used to be, I need to post every day and I'd be sitting there and I'd spend an hour like, what can I say?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, there's nothing in my head, there's nothing getting said.
Well, this might actually make you happy. This might make you happy, but it used to be, social media definitely used to be, Instagram apparently it used to be as much content as possible. So every day, showing up. But good content trumps that now.
Yeah.
So if you post 3 really, really, really good posts, then that's better than posting
quality
5 shit
over
ones.
quantity.
So posting 3 good ones in a week is better than doing 7 shit ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like I'm not going on the
It's
missing
about
list or
quality.
anything.
Because there's that much
quantity.
content out there now. There's so much content out there
It's
that
saturated,
it's got to be
isn't
good.
it?
Yeah.
Also, just thought of another goal for you.
Oh yeah.
Becoming a wife.
I am going to be. You are. How mad?
That is mental.
It's weird because like
You can say it's this year now.
I know, and like it's
She's in her
actually quite
bridal
mad
era.
because I feel like before like the last few days, it hasn't really felt like we were going to get married. And then Fran's like, we actually get married this year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know.
Like
Isn't
9
that
months.
actually weird? Yeah, 9 months. I really, really need, if anyone knows any florists in Tuscany,
Funnily enough,
or
I don't.
any good bands, then let me know because I haven't got any music or any flowers sorted as of yet. I need to get sorted. But yeah, I'm going to be a wife, which
That's
is
super
mad.
exciting.
But yeah, that is exciting. That's a goal that, you know, it's but planning the
gonna
plan.
happen.
I think maybe my goal is to not be a stressed wife.
Don't be a bridezilla.
Yeah. Keep it chill. Because I've been like 2024. I think you nailed it. You managed yourself so well.
Keep that vibe.
So don't ruin it in 2025. Like don't
And
make
Sarah's
it all
going to be a
stressful.
Hayley vibe 2024. Yeah.
So what would we say? What are the tips that you would give people to set some like good goals in 2025 and actually achieve them?
I think like maybe think about something that you're not happy with at the moment, whether it be like life, health, fitness, whatever, like friendships, anything. And then set a goal based on that. So I think like quite a lot of us can be guilty of just saying, oh, well, Hayley's doing that, so I'll do that too.
Definitely.
But if it's not important to you, if it doesn't really resonate with you, then you're not going to do it, are you?
I fully believe that if you've set a goal, you've got to have a really strong why behind
Yeah,
it.
you've got to be
Because if
passionate
you
about it,
don't-
haven't you?
Yeah, if you don't actually, because what we have to remember is when we set a goal, we're committing, or the things that we have to do is hard work. Like it's hard to reach a goal.
Yeah.
It
not
takes
a wish, like we said
sacrifice.
before.
It
Yeah.
takes work.
It's got to be meaningful to you, hasn't it?
Yeah. Otherwise, if it's not meaningful to you, if there's not a reason behind it, you're just not going to do it.
No.
You know, it's like, oh yeah, this year I'm going to get healthy. Well,
How?
yeah,
Yeah.
but if you're not really that asked about your health now, then like if it's not like a strong reason why, do you have a reason for that? Or like, is it just because everybody else is
Yeah.
getting healthy? So yeah, I think having like a really strong why is important. And just, is it realistic? Do you know what I mean? Like, are you setting really big ambitious goals are great, but I like good, better and best goals.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So like this is a goal that I'd be happy with. This would be what I'd be absolutely buzzing with, and this is like the ultimate goal. So like you might set this big scary goal, and then I don't know what give me an example of a big scary goal. I don't know.
Like
Changing your career.
Yeah.
Yeah, changing.
Well,
your
you can
career.
even say like with regards to your marathon, like the good is
The good is under 2.5.
Yeah.
The good is under 2 hours.
and the better.
The better is like under 150.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the best would be
Level
like
it.
1 foot. Yeah. So you've got levels
Yeah.
of goals. I feel like I really like that because you're still striving for that high goal,
Yeah.
but you're not beating yourself up if you don't
Yeah,
hit
you don't feel
it.
let down by
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
I think as
Um,
well, like if you're going to set a goal, like maybe set some actions that are going to help you get that goal. So like,
You've got
like
to.
baby
Yeah.
steps, like small steps towards it. Obviously, it's not going to happen in one action, is it? Like you probably have to do a few things or whatever.
I actually don't like the idea of like just setting goals.
No.
I don't think that is helpful.
Helpful,
I
yeah.
think it's making a plan that works.
Yeah.
So like a goal without a plan is just a wish. You see
Yeah.
that on Instagram everywhere. So if you like set yourself goals, right, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, done. We get this big dopamine hit for writing those goals down, but you haven't actually thought about
No.
what it's going to take for
How
you
you're
to
gonna
get
get there.
there. Are you actually, can you take action right now on that? Whether it's like, you know, doing a course, signing up with a coach, joining a gym, doing that first food shop. Like what action can you take right now that is part of that bigger
Yeah.
plan? I think that's like a huge one because, and I definitely used to be guilty of it. I'd be like, I'll write this goal
Yeah,
down
same.
and then just
Yeah.
not take any fucking action on it whatsoever. So it's got to be like, well, this is what I want to achieve. So how's that actually
Yeah,
going to
how
happen?
are we gonna get you
What
there?
are we going to do to make that happen?
I've just done a goal setting thing with all of my one-to-one clients, and I sent out a form to them. The first thing was, what are your goals? Be specific. If you've got timescales, tell me. The next one, why is it important to you? Why does this mean so much to you?
Yeah.
What challenges do you see, and what action do you need to take, and what do you need from me?
Yeah.
And on the back of that, one of my clients, she was in this morning and she said, we should have filled that form in now. Because I've gone on and said, right, this is what we're going to do. We've got a plan together. And she was like, you give me stuff to do. And I was like,
Got homework.
I said, it's just a wish otherwise.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we're going to put that
100%.
into action now.
Yeah.
And
Do you
she
know-
was like, no, it's good. She was like, but I wasn't expecting you to like, so I've gone into everyone, all the habits are being updated. We've got a plan for every one of them.
Boss.
So whatever they've told me, I've just gone through and I said, right, this is the action plan. And they're like, oh, wow, we're really doing this. And
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
because otherwise it's a wish.
Yeah,
isn't it? It
definitely.
really is.
You know what I really liked about that, which we haven't spoke about yet, is the obstacles and the
Yeah.
hurdles. that
What are
might
your
come across.
What are your
Challenges,
challenges?
Yeah. So like a lot of people are like, right, I'm going to go to the gym 5 times a week. Is that even realistic
Doable.
for your life?
Yeah.
Like, are you considering whether that is even possible to fit into your
Yeah.
life,
What's
your
job?
schedule?
What's your kids
Yeah.
like? What?
Yeah. You know, is
Family
the
life.
childcare going to allow
Yeah.
that? Is
Yeah.
work going to allow that? Maybe you have to do 2 home workouts and 3. Like it's actually thinking about what does life
Yeah.
look like.
Like some families like share transport and stuff, so you
Yeah.
can't always get to the gym and like
Exactly.
stuff like that, can't you?
Exactly. Like, so, and that, I just think if you set goals and you haven't actually thought it through, it's a sure way of you to end up feeling like a failure.
Yeah.
Because you've set this goal and you haven't hit it again. And now you're just like, oh, well, I'm just a waste of space. I just
Yeah.
can't do this stuff. And it's not, you just haven't set yourself up.
Yeah.
It might not have been realistic. And you haven't, really considered what
Yeah.
needed, what it looked like, what needed to be done.
But if you know your challenges from the start as well, you know what you've got to really work on.
You know what to look for.
Whatever someone's highlighted as a challenge, then I've because obviously with one-to-one as well, you get to really know the person, don't you? So I get to know the family life and the work life and stuff. And it's like what that person might think is achievable and I might think it's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
So meet somewhere in the middle and you can adjust stuff as well. That's the other thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
If
you can always adjust.
You can always adjust. I just say throughout the year, this is not like January the 1st. You set your goals and then you reassess them in December. It's like, it's constant, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think like Emma did a really good post on this the other day and I fully agree with that, is that everyone sets goals in January. But then what about the rest of the year?
Yeah.
So like I like to set little goals each month.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking in quarters as well.
Yeah.
I feel like I never even knew what a quarter was before I
have shorter
opened the
term,
business.
medium term, longer term.
So like each every 3 months I'm thinking, so what now? Where am I
What's
where
next?
how am I where am I up to in terms of the bigger goal? And like what do I need to do better? Like a little bit of a refresher every
I
month
do this
or
year.
every 3 months. Yeah. Just so like, because you can set a big goal in January and then you forgot about it by June. And you're like, oh shit, that's what I was meant to be working on. I need to.
Yeah, I've that'd be me. I've sidetracked on 10 different things by now.
Yeah, you might be like, right, I want to build my online business, and then you might get to the end of March and you've been like, maybe you've been busy with in-person PT and group PT, and you've forgot about that, and you're like, oh shit, need to refocus. I need to get back onto that goal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think like keeping it
Reviews.
fresh. Also removing something if it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
You know, like you can drop a goal if you're like, you know what, I actually don't give a shit about
Your
this
goals
anymore.
change, don't they? Like
Yeah.
the
Passions
things,
have changed.
Well, I've had that loads of times. The amount of times I've set myself a goal to do a 100 kilo squat, and I think I'm actually
Why
not
do I wanna
arsed
do it?
if I can squat 100 kilo.
Yeah.
I probably could, but I just
Don't want to push it, like pressure yourself into it.
like why do you keep setting that goal though?
I think
Like,
loads of people always say
and
about
then
like,
hating the action that you have to take to get there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
maybe I don't want to squat
But
every week.
But it'll make your workouts miserable as well.
Yeah, by
because
putting
every
that on
week
me,
you feel like
sure.
you're failing, even though you're lifting probably heavier than you've ever lifted.
Yeah.
And it feels awful like while you're in
Yeah.
it. Like you dread going to the workout as well. There's a lot to
Exactly.
be said for
Or
like,
like you know, a lot of people have like pull-up goals and stuff, and I'm like, well, by the time I've
the
done
most
5 pull-ups,
frustrating goal.
yeah, but by the time I hit 5 pull-ups, I wasn't asked about doing 10. I thought I'm not asked now.
Well, I remember being
One's enough.
absolutely. I remember getting one and being absolutely elated to try getting the second one.
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my god! And I was like,
That's a square fucking one.
Don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. Don't care about them anyway.
Yeah, so but that's I think they're examples. I think they're examples of ones that don't have a strong why behind them.
No.
Because really, is your life?
I
gonna be
just
much
would quite like to be able, like it's like, but yeah, if you've, I always love now when people say it's for like, especially the women who I'm coaching who are like coming into the 40s, they're like, I just want to get myself ready for like going into like the later years, the perimenopause and stuff like that. That why is like such a strong why that like you don't really forget about that now.
I think the biggest why of all is health.
Yeah. More and more people are focused on just longevity, aren't they? And feeling good.
Not get the six pack or a thigh gap.
Yeah, and it's
But there's still enough of them. There's still
there's
enough
still a
people.
lot, but it's that you know that person's invested as well because that's an ongoing for the rest of your life goal, isn't it? It's not like I'm going on holiday, I'm looking amazing, and then when I get back, I don't really care anymore.
I think like I try having. I don't think feeling amazing in a bikini is a strong enough why.
No,
I think health has got to come.
Oh, health
like,
is everything.
It's got to be a part of that. That
like
might
you
be
always say you can
that
look up, but
might
you
be
feel
a
shit.
small goal. Yeah, that might be a goal that's part of the process. But health has got to be like because realistically, like how much does looking different change your life? Yeah, okay, you feel more you're comfortable in your body, but if you actually have more energy, feel happier, have better relationships, that's health.
And even just like we always say, we said it before on the podcast, but like being stronger for life. Like we always say about Erin, don't make sure never used to be able to lift her Aldi bags out the car, but now she can. Or like you know, if you lives in a flat, walking upstairs with the baby in the bag, or like it's
making your own life easier for yourself.
Like doing handiwork in the house. I know anything, but like actually being mobile and strong and sitting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like functional, isn't it?
Yeah.
Functional fitness.
Yeah, and just making life easier for yourself, isn't it? Like health does do that.
Yeah.
More energy.
Yeah. Okay, so
It was a lovely little chat.
for setting goals, specific, it's the smart guidelines, so being specific with what you actually want. It's measurable.
Measurable. Actionable.
Actionable. Aren't they the same thing? No.
I forgot what R was.
Realistic.
Realistic.
And time bound.
Oh, yeah, you have to have it, yeah.
So that's like me saying to you, 5 clients by the end of March.
Yeah.
Like it's actually having like a thing
It pushes
to work
you to
for.
do it.
And you know what? Like even when you don't hit it, this is what I wanted to say about goals, is that what we think feels good is hitting the goal. But it isn't.
No.
It's the journey of hitting the goal that feels good.
Yeah.
So like when I started the business, I set like a goal of a certain amount of money that I wanted to bring into the business. And like working towards it felt like a game. I was like, oh my gosh,
Like
oh my gosh.
exploring, what
And then when I
exciting.
hit it, I was like, oh, well, wow, now
And climb
what?
up.
On to the next one, isn't it?
On to the next,
Yeah.
just set another big fucking
Yeah.
goal. And then like so we have to remember that once we've set this goal, it's like your guiding star, but like the enjoyment
Yeah.
actually doesn't come from hitting it. It's the process of
Yeah.
it. So don't like suck
It's
the
the
fun out
small
of the
wins along the way, isn't
little
it?
wins on the way. Yeah. And like being able to look back and go, all those things I
Yeah.
did.
That's what's got me here.
Be proud of yourself as well, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like it is.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, so like don't get like suffocated by those goals.
Yeah.
So don't only feel proud once you've hit them. Be proud of yourself on the way.
way.
I think that's huge because it makes the journey like it'll make you more consistent as well in the long run at actually showing
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Because it can feel, if you're always beating yourself up and being hard on yourself on the way to a goal, it's just gonna
You're not going to want
it's
to show up,
gonna-
are you? Yeah.
Which makes life miserable for yourself.
Celebrate
doesn't
the
it?
wins. Give yourself a pat on the back.
Yes.
So do we have anything else on
Don't think so.
goals then?
I think we've covered it, haven't we?
Yeah. Set your goals, actually make a plan, get help.
Yeah.
We've all we've had like business coaches, fitness
We have Hayley
coaches,
Bell.
We have Hayley Bell, yeah.
your support system, your team. I have all of you. Like, one day when I opened the business, it was just me.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
That's mad,
actually get support
Yeah.
and get help
Yeah.
and don't like
Don't be a
expect to
one-man
be able
band.
to achieve big things on your own. Like,
Yeah.
and if it is a fitness journey, being part of a community or having a coach, that's accelerating things.
Yeah.
That makes it faster. It makes it easier and it makes it more enjoyable. So
Yeah.
like, don't be afraid to
Makes it more
reach out.
exciting as well.
Yeah, you don't need
Ask
to
for help when you need it.
don't need to do it on your own.
Yeah.